All right, so moving on to the final segment, I'll be sharing my WrestleMania 41 Night 2 prediction. So I'll be going over the entire card for WrestleMania Night 2. Now, something I want to say for this WrestleMania build, the road to WrestleMania feels like we went back in time to how the road to WrestleMania for WrestleMania 31 was 10 years ago, back in 2015. The build was lackluster and not appealing to the WWE Universe. But when we got to WrestleMania that night, WrestleMania 31 went down as one of the greatest WrestleManias of all time. And I feel like we could have that type of feeling for WrestleMania Night 1 and 2 this year. Bad booking for the storylines, but it'll all pay off when these wrestlers hit the ring Saturday night and Sunday night for WrestleMania this year. But let's get into the WrestleMania Night 2 card. So you'll have Io Sky defend her World Heavyweight Championship against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair in a triple threat match. Now, this build has gotten better each and every single week on Monday Night Raw. As the weeks go on, I could become more invested into this feud and into this story for this triple threat for the Women's World title. Now, 3 baby faces are heading into this triple threat match, all beloved by the WWE Universe of Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, and Bianca Belair. But Bianca Belair, I think WWE made a mistake here. Her winning the Elimination Chamber and escaping that entire Jade Cargill and Naomi feud kind of was a head scratcher at first, not gonna lie. And it was questionable, but they found a way to have Bianca Belair mix in a feud with Rhea and Io, with Bianca costing Rhea Ripley the Women's World title on Raw a month or so ago. Io Sky capitalizing and winning the Women's World title. And then the bad blood between Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair not being able to stand each other, 2 big egos getting in the way, basically treating Io Sky like a second option, like she doesn't even belong as the Women's World Champion. So you have a great story going on. They're gonna hit it out of the park. This could possibly steal the show of Night 2 at WrestleMania. But I think Bianca Belair should go over here. I think she should win the Women's World title and defeat Rhea Ripley and Io Sky here. Obviously, we know that we'll get a main event show between Rhea and Bianca one day at WrestleMania. Well, they'll close out Night 1 and Night 2 in the future. But I think Bianca should go over here. And this is a hot take, but if you guys look at it, Bianca Belair is undefeated at WrestleMania. Maybe the WWE should capitalize and have her have an undefeated streak, something similar to what The Undertaker did in the women's division. That would have some significance for Bianca Belair each and every single WrestleMania, defending her undefeated streak. So this is something to keep an eye on, but I think Bianca Belair should go over here and win the Women's World title at WrestleMania 41 Night 2. Next match, you have Braun Breaker defending his Intercontinental Championship in a Fatal 4-Way match against Penta, Dominic Mysterio, and Finn Balor in a Fatal 4-Way match for the IC title. Now, again, WWE has made so many mistakes on this road to WrestleMania. How the hell is Sheamus not involved in this IC title feud? Sheamus has been chasing the Intercontinental title for quite some time now. And he should be a part of a multi-man match at WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. He's been waiting to finish his own story to become a Grand Slam champion, winning the only title that he's never won in his WWE Hall of Fame career, that being the Intercontinental title. And it feels criminal that he's not a part of this feud. But the story here between these 4 wrestlers is that Braun Breaker wants to show that he is a dominant Intercontinental champion. Penta, since the debut into the company in January, has been lighting up, hitting out of the park. One of the best lucha wrestlers in the world today. Meanwhile, Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio are desperate to bring gold back to the Judgment Day. And both of them have an ego of what the Judgment Day should look like moving forward. And one of them want to walk out of WrestleMania for the Intercontinental title. But with all 4 of these wrestlers, you can't go wrong here. There's going to be some insane spots. A high flyer like Finn Balor, or a high flyer like Penta, a veteran like Finn Balor, Dominic Mysterio going into his bag this early in his wrestling career, has a good wrestling repertoire of moves and arsenals that he can hit in the ring. With Braun Breaker, his speed and athleticism, oh my good, I think this could be one hell of a match. But give me Braun Breaker to retain his Intercontinental Championship in this Fatal 4-Way. I think Braun Breaker still has a lot to prove as a mid-card champion, bringing prestige and honor to that IC title. I think him winning his first ever WrestleMania match is important for him being this young in his career. Meanwhile, Penta really doesn't need to win as much. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor don't either. I can see Finn Balor taking the pin here. But give me Braun Breaker to retain the Intercontinental Championship in this Fatal 4-Way match. Next match is Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre. Now, honestly, this is one of the best builds for the road to WrestleMania. And that's actually wild to say, because Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre is not a high-level match that's going to be on night 2 on the card. This will probably be going on second or third on the show, to be honest. But the story is actually there between Priest and McIntyre. I mean, both have made this feud feel special, or feel good. I shouldn't say feel special, but feel good on the blue brand of SmackDown to follow. And they do have a long history over the year with each other. Remember, Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Drew McIntyre WrestleMania 40 and night 2, when Drew McIntyre's World Heavyweight title run only lasted 5 minutes. He cashed in on him. Then their match at Clash at the Castle ended in controversy. And then Damian Priest basically defeating Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre when Drew McIntyre unsuccessfully cashed in Money in the Bank at Money in the Bank last year. And this year, Damian Priest eliminated Drew McIntyre from the Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber, causing McIntyre a shot to challenge for a world title this year at WrestleMania. So the history is actually there. But I think these two will have a good match. I think Drew McIntyre needs to win more here. I think Drew McIntyre needs to be inserted back into that main event scene and that world title scene, whether he's going to be on Raw or SmackDown in the next few months. He's got to build momentum here. And I think he needs to win more than Damian Priest. And I think he needs the WrestleMania victory more. So give me McIntyre to go over against Damian Priest. So who should Randy Orton face at WrestleMania? Now, it was supposed to be Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, but unfortunately Kevin Owens has sustained a real-life neck injury, and the timetable for him to return could be 12 to 16 months. So that you're already looking at him missing possibly WrestleMania 42 next year, unfortunately. Get well soon, Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, it's sad because his heel run was diabolical. That's one of the best heel runs that I've seen in recent memory. So Kevin Owens deserves a flower for the work, the hard work and dedication that he had into his character being one of the best heels in the WWE. So I hope he rests up and get well soon. So Randy Orton is still promised to have a WrestleMania match. Now the options that Orton could have, he could have he could come out for WrestleMania in a way that he's going to have a mystery opponent, a similar way that Seth Rollins had at WrestleMania a few years ago when he faced Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 37. So honestly, or 38, 37, sorry. I think the options Randy Orton can have is against Nick Aldis, Aleister Black, who is re-signed with the company, Rusev, or Sheamus. You can't go either wrong with all four because Randy Orton can have a good match with either one of them. I would go the route of Aleister Black here, but that would be big for his stock to get pushed back into his main event spot against Randy Orton. Not a main event spot, but a big highlighted match on the WrestleMania card. Orton should get the win here, and this should push him to get the winner between Cody Rhodes and John Cena at Backlash for the WWE title, because it's going to be in his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. But Orton needs to win here. He has actually not won a singles PLE match since WrestleMania 37 when he fought Bray Wyatt years ago. So, crazy to think about. So, Orton should face one. I will be pissed Sunday if I see it's Solo Sikoa. Do not give me Randy Orton versus Solo Sikoa. I'm tired of Orton feuding with the damn Samoans of the Bloodline family. Stop it. Stop it. So, it should be somebody other than Solo Sikoa on WrestleMania Sunday. Next match, you have AJ Styles versus Logan Paul. Now, this is not WrestleMania worthy. The build has barely been there because Raw being on Netflix, they still don't know how to properly use time management and to make every feud feel something special for the road to WrestleMania. This feud really has no steam, and neither one has really been put on television on Monday Night Raw to make anyone care about this match. So this could be a sleeper because both guys are talented in the ring. Logan Paul is a natural wrestler that has just started 3 years ago but can already wrestle better than half of the main roster. And AJ Styles is the modern day HBK. Shawn Michaels can have a good match with a damn broom and a dustpan and still have a 5-star classic. So it can have a 5-star classic with me and you watching and talking. So I think this is going to be a good match. But I think Logan Paul is going to win here. I think Logan Paul needs another WrestleMania victory to his resume because he's been unsuccessful at the... Well, he just defeated Randy Orton and Kevin Owens last year. But I think a win against AJ Styles at the grandest stage of them all will be good for his resume and good for Logan Paul's stock moving forward. So give me Logan Paul to defeat AJ Styles at WrestleMania. And the next match you have Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez will be defending their women's tag team titles against Bayley and the women's Intercontinental Champion Lyra Valkyria. Women's tag team titles being on the line. Now, this is very unfortunate because WWE, another mistake, they could have had Lyra Valkyria defend her women's Intercontinental title in a triple threat match against Bayley and Roxanne Perez. That would have been a banger to have and would have been a good spotlight, a good shine for the woman at WrestleMania. And it's bizarre that these mid-card titles, the Intercontinental title and the Women's United States title, those titles will not be defended this year at WrestleMania. Strange and bizarre, right? Because we're supposed to make these titles feel important in their first year with the company. You don't want it to be a title that nobody gives a damn about, like the women's tag team titles. But this match was made for all four of the women to be a part of the card. I think Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez will retain their women's tag team titles. I don't see a reason why Bayley and Lyra Valkyria will win the titles. And they should keep exploring their feud because they've actually had two great matches on Raw over the last couple months, with the series being tied 1-1. There should be a feud that you have moving forward for the women's IC title and possibly turn Bayley heel. So I think Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez will retain the titles here. And for the main event of WrestleMania 41 Night 2, you'll see Cody Rhodes defend the WWE title against John Cena. Now, this will be John Cena's final WrestleMania match. He's chasing the 17th world title to break the all-time great record that the all-time great, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, possesses. Now, if I'm being honest, it was great to see John Cena turn heel. It was very unexpected at this late of John Cena's career to finally turn heel. But this feud has lacked steam because John Cena's part-time schedule has been a reason why this feud is not as special what it should be. They've only had 3 interactions with each other and only one head-to-head, one-on-one promo battle with each other. There should have been much more for this build, but they'll make up for it at WrestleMania. There's going to be a lot of drama. The in-ring wrestling is going to be great. There's going to be some outside interference. I'm expecting The Rock to be a part of this match. I'm expecting Travis Scott to be a part of this match. And I think we will see Stone Cold Steve Austin. You'll hear the shatter break in the arena in Vegas. The crowd will go wild. Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock will throw it back to their Attitude Era days by confronting each other, and Stone Cold will try to help Cody retain the title. But I think it's going to be John Cena that will go over, win his 17th world title. It's his final WrestleMania, so you might as well have him defeat Cody Rhodes. Plus, I think bold prediction, I think there'll be a new faction that's born. That somebody will join John Cena and The Rock's side and help him win the title, whether it's going to be Drew McIntyre, I could see, possibly Seth Rollins, or the Viper Randy Orton turning his back on his former ally in Cody Rhodes to help Cena win the 17th world title. That's just a bold prediction because if Cena's going to win, he's going to need some more help. So possibly a new faction could be created with somebody joining John Cena and The Rock's side. But give me John Cena to go over to win his 17th world title, and we'll see one more world title run by John Cena. And damn it, if it happens, bring me that spinner belt one more time. Bring me it, because that's one of the best titles in WWE history. The design is great. It's beautiful. And I've seen a tease of it on SmackDown. I need to see it one more time. But a long list of matches. But that is my WrestleMania Night 2 prediction. That is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.